All right, traders, as I watch this video for Tuesday, September 26th, what an amazing day we had today. I'm going to share something with you. Took a screenshot. You can see I called ITUS, typed it out in chat. 236 idea with a 226 stop. I was looking for a break of intraday resistance with a potential high of day break right there, just above. We call that a potential catalyst above. Look to the left. Yesterday's high, just above that for another potential catalyst on a recent big mover. So that's just one of those stacked catalyst setups we talk about. I called it 236, 226, and you can see what happened. I mean, I made some good money on it, and I still managed to leave the equivalent of a car on the table. I mean, not quite, but still, what a move. And one other thing I want to share, an exciting announcement. If you buy our class recording, which was just this couple Saturdays ago, we were 11 hours, Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. we were in there teaching our course. Fantastic reviews on it, and the recordings are available. And the exciting news is that if you grab these recordings, if you purchase the recordings by October 7th, you're going to be eligible to attend our January course, which is going to be probably well over 12 hours long. It's probably going to be split up between a Saturday and a Sunday. Well, it is going to. And it's going to be priced, I'm going to say, over $2,000. You buy the recordings of this course from Saturday right now, or before October 7th, and you will get to attend January's course for free. So that's pretty exciting. Not to mention 3 free months in our chat room. I don't know that it'll ever get better than that. And I've said this before. I will put our course up against any course on the planet as far as if you want to be a consistently profitable day trader. We cover everything you need to know. And we don't go into, can I say, crap that you don't need to know. All right? So it is concentrated material. Anyway, go to the website. Click on the trading course link, and that'll take you to be able to buy the recordings. Okay, the SPY on an intraday basis, we were looking at the end of the world here for a little bit because North Korea decided that the United States declared war, and the market was just tanking on that. And you can see it held up pretty well after that. So we're still hanging out near all-time highs. Wait. IZEA. I wanted to share one other call from the chat room today too. We had this on watch and then it gapped up. And just to share another idea I put out in the room. You had the initial pop, and a lot of times you have chaos in the opening 5, 10, 15 minutes on a huge gap like that. But then it put in this lower high and started chopping around. And over the mic I said, guys, if it takes out this high, over 510, this one might get through the high of day. Worst case stop's going to be basically below 5, right? So like 12 cents risk. And look at that. So 511, and I asked people afterwards, actually went up to, at one point it went up to 635, I think. I asked people afterwards, anybody get that call? And I got a whole bunch of yeses and a whole bunch of thank you. So it's nice to see that, what we do in our chat room is actionable, and we call everything ahead of time. I never say, hey, I'm in XYZ, and then everybody tries to pile in and pile out and plays musical chairs. We don't do that. We don't do that in our chat room, all right? Also, we don't buy the opening print. We don't buy the opening minute because it's not a strategy. Anybody running a chat room calls something long over the mic in the opening minute, they're just trying to get the membership to buy it so they can sell into them, right? That's not a setup. It's a coin flip. I can't emphasize that enough. I hear from people all the time, hey, I'm trying to follow this one guy. He's got an amazing track record. And I can't ever duplicate what he's doing because he just says he's in something. Next thing you know, he's out. I put up a chart of that this weekend. It's like I think a minute after his call, the stock was down $1.20 a share from where he claims he made some money. Nobody else could have made money on it. And to add insult to injury, they post a video of their profits when I know everybody in the freaking room lost money. So you have to have a methodology, and it can't be the guy running the chat room called it. That's not a method, right? The guy running the chat room can get hit by a car tomorrow. You want to learn how to trade, so the guy gets hit by a car, you still know how to trade. You still know the stocks to look for. You still know what the entries look like, how to scale out, how to protect against the downside move. All right? You really, if you want to trade for a living, you got to take it seriously and you got to learn to trade. All right? That is what we do at GreatStockPicks.com. And nothing else. That is what we do. All right? I'm done babbling about that, and my apologies. Sometimes I get a little overly passionate. Let's go into the watch list for tomorrow. ACRX, let's go to the daily chart. So this one, anytime a stock makes a really big move, and this one, if you look at all the daily candles here, you don't see too many this size, right? So it's already what I call extended. And it's got clear-cut resistance at 4, back here, here, and here again, and now it's gotten back up there again. So if anything, a lot of people would say, well, this is definitely a short up around 4. It did have nice volume today, though, so maybe we get some kind of flag below 4 tomorrow, and then we break out. You could maybe squint your eyes and call this an inverse head and shoulders, but it might break out through 4. What I think needs to happen is it probably needs to pull back for it or go sideways for a few days. But anyway, I'm going to put it on watch as early as tomorrow. ARDM, speaking of extended, this one is certainly extended. Way away from, when I say extended, I mean way away from the moving averages. But it's also interesting to me because you had this, topping tail here, and then today it gaps up. Sellers come in, and then it ends up closing right near the highs again. So it's still worth watching to me. STAF had the gap up, failed, and actually made some nice money on this gap on a long play this morning. I remember that, not this morning, but the morning of the gap up. And it's kind of chopped around ever since, and a little bit of an extra volume spike today. Today's high was 105, so it's certainly interesting over that. Maybe it flags below $1 tomorrow and then gives a move through $1. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I think it's worth watching. CDNA, I talked about this in last night's video. It's basically flagging. If you picture a line here where I'm sliding my mouse, right? Here, you've got a flag going here, and today it's trying to gap really above the trend line here. 510,000 shares today, so not a lot of volume. But this one might catch a bid one of these days. The chart looks strong. I really want to watch it. ABUS goes on bounce watch. Had a really kind of a parabolic move here. You've got 3 days in a row where, let me switch to 15-minute candles. 3 days in a row where it didn't break its opening 15-minute high. There's its opening 15-minute high. A few days ago, Friday, and today. Certainly looks good over 7. It might revisit the highs of this recent move. But let's keep our eyes on ABUS. AKTX, really big, almost 10 million shares this day that it went on an intraday basis from 618 to almost 12. Now you're 2 days lower on declining volume. I like this setup a lot for a potential, a potential turn up tomorrow. We'll see. It's got to give us a proper intraday setup. And remember, if you're watching this video, I never hold overnight. So I'm putting forth a list here of stocks that I can hopefully make money in tomorrow. I'm always in cash at night, so keep that in mind. None of these are meant to be investments, and I don't know how they're going to trade on an intraday basis, so I don't know if I'm going to get involved in any of them. I just showed you a couple examples of entries that we look for in ITUS and IZEA today, and those are a couple of examples of setups that we look for. So remember, I don't know how they're going to trade tomorrow, so I'll have to wait and see. ARLZ, nice volume on Friday, and then today an inside day but closed strong. Certainly like it over today's high, over 185. If it gets through that, you look to the left, it might get through this 195 number. The whole number 2 could be an inflection point. It might be headed to the 200-day. Certainly worth watching. I like the inside day today. And lastly, I'm going to put KNDI on watch. It was on watch today for a potential bounce play, and I said this might be worth a shot as an opening range breakout if it hits $5. And look what it did. It went to $5 and ended up going to 510 and closing at 510. So I didn't take that trade, but you wouldn't have lost on it if you took it at 5. Anyway, you've got the big move, a few day pullback, and then a nice green close today. So and really big volume on this move up. So potential long in that one tomorrow. We're also going to add gappers in the morning, and hopefully between all these symbols I've just thrown at you and the gappers, we can catch some nice trades tomorrow. All right, have a good night.